much, Chair, and thank you very much for bringing this. You said you would, and you did, and here we are. And you gave very strong assurances in the previous legislation that was being brought by members of the House. You brought it to, and you said repeatedly that you were going to bring in, and you did. That's twice this week. So well done, and congratulations, and thank you very much. And I echo. I think Senator Byrne has robbed all my lines, so my notes here. But I do echo. I think that you have shown a consistency of support for women's healthcare and a dedication to making sure that women have access to a continuum of healthcare. I've spent all of my adult life attempting to have a child, so people challenge me then when I stand in a pro-choice position to say, how could you? You know what it's like. But the fact is that access to healthcare, regardless of what you need, access to lawful healthcare is our fundamental right as men and women. So it is important that those who need to access termination and abortion services have that unfettered right to do so. I agree, and my notes were substantially about protest and the location of protest. It is fundamental that we have to listen to those with whom we disagree. Of course we do. And there are many things. I have huge regard for Senator Mullen. I think that he comes from a place of absolute faith, conviction, and while I disagree with a lot, and he disagrees with a lot with me, I do believe he does that. And so we will tryst in this House. But for those who would, the suggestion that to fetter the right to protest at medical centres is a silencing of voices, or it's a silencing of their freedom of expression and right to protest and their constitutional rights, that is plainly false. If you have something to protest, you can write to us. God knows we get enough emails. You can contact our constituency offices. You can contact our Dáil and Shannon offices. You can protest outside the gates. We have the barriers up today, and we're ready for whatever the nature of the protest is beyond those barriers. You can protest here all of the time, and we welcome them, and protest quite often has that strong voice of bringing change. And there are many that we go out to, and we go out to en masse to support and to hear lived experiences of people and bring that in. But if you're protesting outside a medical centre and you're saying prayers outside a medical centre, you have only one purpose, and that is to intimidate those who wish to access the services. I travel past one medical service every Saturday, and there is a protest outside of it every Saturday. And it is appalling for the women who need to go in there and get the services of that particular centre. I have gone to Holles Street and seen and needed to access the services there in the context of my own journey of fertility, to see the coffins and to see the depictions of so-called aborted fetuses and how horrific that is for women who are going in to access termination centres or services, but also for those who are going in grieving the loss and about to come out perhaps with the remains of their pregnancy to then have to bury it and to face into a funeral. So I've sat and spoken with women who have had both of those experiences, and it is absolutely and utterly horrific. And it is a lack of any compassion and any empathy. Yes, a poor portion of our people voted against repeal. But we do live in a democracy, and their position does not give them a right to bully. It does give them a right to keep trying to raise it, as God knows the repealers did for years. It does give them that right, but actually it doesn't give them a right to challenge and to silence those who would try to attempt or to guilt them and to judge them, because there is only one function. And the function is judgment. And it is a paternalistic, now well outdated, we're long since gone the place where they know better than the woman who's choosing the service. So well done, Minister. I think there is no doubt. I know you've all had an awful lot on your plate, so thank you very much for bringing this forward, and well done. The shame here is that it's needed at all. It should never have been needed at all. But now that we have recognised it, it was and it is, well done. It's a very fine piece of legislation. I look forward to supporting it all the way through committee stage. Thank you.